Several months ago, I was at an estate sale, and this was found in the bedroom closet. I, of course, was interested in it, but I know nothing about hats, so I thought I should have at least checked this out. Okay, this is the visor itself. The thread, the style of the thread, and it's a really high-end thread. It's got a metal gold flake in it. And again, I don't know anything about Nazi visors. There's a little bit of wear here. Inside, I noticed it does have AH. It has a maker, which I later found out that is the actual company that made his personal hats. And then it says Berlin underneath. But what really surprised me, and one of the things that got me all excited, is under the sweatband, there was a note. I wonder if it's for me. So this is the note that was inside, and we'll take a look at that further in the video. But it basically said it was made for Adolf Hitler, but it was never worn by him because he never took delivery due to the end of the war. And then it has a price of about $10,000. So I'm thinking, well, this is either really exciting or it's a very high-end fake. I know what I'll do. Let's take it to the show of shows and try to find an expert on these hats who could tell us more about it. So I'm at the table, and who comes walking by but Craig Gottlieb of Pawn Star fame. Actually, he also did History Hunters on the History Channel, and he is an expert on these hats, so I called him over, and here's what happened. Hey, walking the show with this. Remember I said I want to find out more information. I got it from an estate, and I ran into Craig Gottlieb, unscripted.
It didn't even hurt.
You were walking by and I yelled to you.
And I ran faster.
All right, so I need your opinion. Now, they have a letter saying that this was made by the woman who made Adolf Hitler's hats, and they have a price tag of $10,000 on it. So, it's all silk in here, it's got leather, and it has AH. Show them the inside. So it looks good to me, but I'm a gun collector, so.
You know, somebody once asked me if I'd like to buy a Hitler skull, and I said, no, thank you, I already have one. And then I said, but mine was from when he was a kid, so how big is yours? That has nothing to do with this hat, but I just thought it would be funny. So yes, this is almost entirely exactly like, but not entirely dissimilar from, but not a hat that belonged to Adolf Hitler.
Not a hat.
It does not take that long to see.
I was a little skeptical.
I would be a lot of skeptical. I'd like to see what the letter says, though.
Go ahead.
And then I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Let's see. This visor hat was made for Adolf Hitler. It might not have been the Adolf Hitler, but it might have been for an Adolf Hitler. The lining is in white cloth. Yep. Yes, lining is definitely in white cloth. And the eagle and wreath were sewn directly into the hat material, also true, which are features found only on hats made for Adolf Hitler. No, you do find direct embroidered hats, which, in all seriousness, do reflect a higher quality, because it's harder to do, to directly embroider, than to just embroider onto insignia. Because if you mess up the embroidery, you can throw the insignia away and start over. But if you mess up the hat, you're done. That's my opinion as to why they're more expensive. Although made for him, Hitler never wore this hat. That's true. Hitler never wore this hat. Okay.
I have worn that hat.
Yeah, you're not Hitler. Let's see. It was taken home from the factory during an air raid by a woman worker who kept it in blah, 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 blah. Okay. And it's $9,000.
No, it's not. $99.95.
$9,999. So that makes all the difference.
We can round it up.
No, in seriousness, I mean, it does resemble a wartime hat. Hitler would have had the wreath during the war. And you know, I used to own one of Hitler's 3 known hats. One's in a museum in Moscow.
I was going to ask you that.
I owned one, and there's a third one floating around someplace. But yeah, I mean, it's so far from an original, it would take 2 seconds to see from a Just to give you an idea, a hat belonging to Hitler would be $500 to $1 million.
Okay.
So yeah.
More than 10,000.
More than 10,000. Yeah, I think 10,000 would probably buy a square millimeter of Hitler's hat. But yeah, no,
does it have any value?
Yeah, it does actually. I've seen these before. I don't know when they were made. I know when a lot of reproductions were made. But no, I think it'd probably be worth, because it's stylish. It's no one's going to be able to put that in their collection.
It's great on display.
It's a whole everyone will have. So $1,000 maybe as a reproduction. because it's definitely old. It's like 1960s, 1970s.
Okay.
Another trick is you can
smell.
Well, this actually doesn't smell like leather, and that's something I always do. I'm sure you do it on
holsters.
Holsters, yeah. If it smells like leather, it's probably on the newer side.
Yeah.
This is at least not smelling like leather, but yeah, neat.
Well, thank you so much for your expert opinion.
It's an opinion.
We'll probably put it on a raffle. And somebody's going to put that in their living room. Everybody that comes in the door they're going to say, I have Hitler's hat.
How much are the raffle tickets?
$1.
I'll buy one.
Okay.
Put me down for 5.
You got it.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks for coming by.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Now, just in case you think that I'm a very trusting soul and I took his word for it, I did check with a couple other dealers, and they all said the same thing he did. Now, we are going to offer this for sale, probably for around $500, since it is a very high-end reproduction. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos like this one.